It's different rules now. It's different rules now. You gotta watch what you motherfucking say to me regarding anything. If I give the motherfucking word, don't let me give the word and give the receipts. Oh, they on your ass forever.
Looks like the heat between Nicki and Megan is far from cooling down. These two didn't just throw shade online, they brought their entire feud to the steps of the Met Gala. That's right, the glitz and glam couldn't hide the drama bubbling underneath. Nicki came in serving looks, but not everyone was feeling it. Fans were split. Some crowned her best dressed, while others, not so much. And guess what? Megan jumped right into the mix with some not-so-subtle shade on social media. She made it crystal clear where she stood, and it wasn't on Nicki's side. But Nicki? Oh, she wasn't gonna let that fly. She fired back hard, clapping at Megan with no hesitation. This wasn't a light tap. It was a full-on verbal swing, and it landed. Now things are spiraling fast, and it's getting real messy. But honestly, who's shocked? When it comes to the Met Gala, drama's basically part of the dress code. You pack that many celebs with clashing egos into one venue, it's a recipe for madness. There's always some kind of chaos at the gala. It's like a drama magnet. You've got stars who secretly can't stand each other, all forced to smile for the same cameras. That tension, thick enough to slice with a knife. And while some stars play it cool, act like they ops don't exist, Nicki and Megan, yeah, subtle ain't in their vocabulary. They don't tiptoe, they stomp. And just like that, Megan came out swinging first, throwing some heavy shade before the night even cooled off. Stay tuned, cause this catfight isn't dying down anytime soon. So here's the thing, fans were torn over Nicki Minaj's Met Gala look. Some were hyped, saying she totally nailed the theme and looked bomb, while others straight up said she looked like a hot mess. And Megan, oh, she didn't keep quiet. She made damn sure folks knew exactly what she thought. Megan hit social media with a SpongeBob meme. At first glance, it looks harmless, but it didn't take fans long to catch the shade. That meme was clearly a jab at Nicki's pose on the red carpet. And the internet, oh, they clocked it quick. Comments were flying like, when Nicki starts talking about her dad, mama, and that Bigfoot again, I don't want to hear a single word. Whoa. People called her out saying she loves to throw jabs, act like the victim, and then spin the whole story. One fan even dragged Megan saying Bigfoot needs to stop clowning and drop some fresh tracks. Not the same recycled song over and over and over again. It was ruthless. And let's not forget, Megan doubled down on the Bigfoot jokes just last month. She hit the stage with dancers dressed up as Bigfoot, like actual costumes. The shade was real and public. That wasn't slick, it was direct. Now yeah, some folks are ready to point fingers and call Megan messy. But let's be honest, both Nicki and Megan have been trading shots for a minute now. This isn't a one-sided beef. It's a full-on back and forth, and picking a side at this point, it's nearly impossible. They've both been shady, they've both been petty, and it's been going on. But here's the wild part. These two used to be tight, like rap sisterhood tight. Nicki even hopped on the Hot Girl Summer remix and they had that iconic IG live together. Remember that?
We love you! Oh my God! Since mother 2008 when I was in 8th grade and I could listen to rap music on my own.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
Megan was all smiles, fangirling hard, telling Nicki how much she admired her. She even said, "We've loved you since Mother in 2008 when I was in 8th grade and I could listen to." She was gushing. Nicki appreciated the love, of course, but not everyone bought the moment. Some folks were quick to say Megan was just trying to gas Nicki up to secure a collab. Was it real love or just strategy? That's still up for debate. One thing's for sure though, Nicki's been running the rap game for a long time, and whether you love her or not, she's influenced just about every female rapper out here today. She really is that idol status. Nicki Minaj held down that top spot as the queen of rap for years. She was out here competing with the biggest names in the game and still dominating. So it made total sense that newer rappers like Megan would look up to her and call her an inspiration. Who wouldn't? For a while, everything between them seemed cool. But by 2020, the vibe started shifting hard. A lot of folks think the turning point was when Megan teamed up with Cardi B for WAP. Yeah, that collab shook the whole industry, but behind the scenes, it probably didn't sit too well with Nicki, especially considering her long, messy history with Cardi. Let's not forget, Nicki and Cardi's drama didn't start with some random tweet. It boiled over after their joint feature on Migos' Motorsport. What should have been a major girl power moment turned into an all-out mess. Shots were fired, rumors were flying, and fans picked sides fast. And then boom, New York Fashion Week 2019 happened. That wild confrontation, people still talk about it to this day. Even though they ain't out here scrapping in public anymore, the tension between Nicki and Cardi has never really faded. And one thing about both of them, they don't play when it comes to loyalty. If they even sense betrayal, they cut people off with no hesitation. So when Megan hopped on WAP with Cardi, fans instantly started whispering. Was that the moment her friendship with Nicki started crumbling? It didn't help when Megan suddenly unfollowed Nicki on Instagram not long after. That move didn't go unnoticed. Fans were quick to connect the dots. Then came Megan's interview with CR Fashion Book. And while it was mostly about her personal growth and music journey, there was one answer that had people raising eyebrows. When asked if she thought women in rap were finally getting the respect they deserved, Megan said, "Women not in the game. So there's no debate about our staying power." Now that may sound innocent, but some fans felt that line had a little edge to it. Like she was throwing low-key shade. Not enough to start a full-on war, but definitely enough to get the blogs buzzing and the internet speculating. With these two powerful women circling the same industry lanes, there's no such thing as a simple statement. It all gets dissected and every move matters. Yeah, there's still a long way to go when it comes to equality in hip-hop, but let's be real, it's come a long way too. And Megan even gave props in an interview, saying her generation wouldn't exist without the trailblazers that came before. She name-dropped legends like Salt and Peppa, Queen Latifah, Trina, Gangsta Boo, Missy Elliott, Lil' Kim, Eve. All the OGs who paved the way. But here's where things got a little messy. Fans noticed that Megan didn't mention Nicki Minaj. Not even a quick shout out. Now what she said wasn't shady on the surface, but folks definitely took it that way. People online were buzzing like, why leave Nicki out? That had to be shade. And just like that, the drama pot started boiling again. Now look, interviews can be nerve-wracking and people do forget names sometimes. Maybe Megan just had a brain fog moment. Not saying that's what happened, but it's possible. Still, when the tension's already high, even a little slip-up can come off real slick. But let's keep it 100. Megan's not the only one who's been hit with shady accusations. Nicki's had her moments too. Especially around the time Megan was beefing with her label and dropped Traumazine in 2022. That rollout was rocky, and fans were already on edge. Then came a tweet from Chart Data saying, Megan Thee Stallion's Traumazine aiming for a top 10 debut on the US albums chart with 40 to 50,000 units first week. Right after that tweet, Nicki posted, "They wanna be us so bad." She didn't say any names, but the timing? Sketchy. People started pointing fingers immediately, claiming Nicki was throwing subtle shots at Megan's numbers. And not only that, Nicki followed it up with another tweet just moments later. Again, no names were dropped, but fans were convinced she was talking about Megan. The whole thing felt like Nicki was low-key mocking her. Whether intentional or not, the internet sure ran with it. It didn't stop there either. Nicki was also believed to throw some bars at Megan in one of her tracks. And while it was open to interpretation, fans were already connecting dots. When the drama's this deep, even a hint of shade turns into a full-blown headline. Let's talk about Red Ruby Da Sleaze, the track that had the internet in a chokehold. Fans didn't waste a second dissecting the lyrics, especially the line where Nicki raps, 700 on them horses when we fixin' to leave, but I don't f with horses since Christopher Reeve. Whew! That line had double meanings flying left and right. First off, it's a reference to actor Christopher Reeve, who had a tragic accident while horseback riding that ended his acting career. But that's not all. Fans couldn't ignore the second layer of the line. A stallion is a type of horse, and who's known as Thee Stallion? Yep, Megan. So of course people started speculating that Nicki was throwing major shade, implying she was done rocking with Megan ever since she linked up with Cardi B. And Nicki didn't stop there. In her track FTCU, she dropped another bar. Stay in your two-lane, bitch, I'm not Iggy. And once again, Fans were on it. They connected that line straight back to Megan, thinking Nicki was comparing her to Iggy Azalea in a not so flattering way. Given all the behind the scenes beef, it wasn't hard to believe. Now let's not forget what Megan's been through. Getting shot, the Tory Lanez trial, all the online hate and media dragging her name. People were quick to judge, quick to blame her for what happened to Tory, even though she wasn't the one who brought that case to court. She was the one caught in the middle of the madness. Still, the drama kept growing until Megan finally hit back. And when she did, people were shook. She didn't name drop, but she definitely wanted the smoke to be known. In her song, Megan rapped, "These girls don't be mad at Megan. These girls mad at Megan's law." I don't really know what the problem is, but I guarantee you, y'all don't want me to solve it. Oof, that line? Genius. It had people running to Google Megan's Law, which is actually about the legal requirement to notify communities about registered offenders. The way she flipped that bar had everybody's jaws on the floor. It was slick, savage, and calculated. Even without saying names, the message was crystal clear. Megan's not backing down, and Nicki, she definitely felt that shot. The tension between these two, it's not just petty. This is chess, not checkers. Now let's talk about the situation that always seems to shadow Nicki Minaj. Her husband, Kenneth Petty. His past, it's something that's impossible to sweep under the rug. Kenneth is a registered offender, which legally means he has to check in with authorities anytime he moves to a new state. This goes all the way back to the 90s when he was arrested as a teenager for assaulting a woman. He served time, but the fallout didn't end there. Things were quiet for a while until 2020 rolled around, and boom, the headlines came crashing in again. Turns out, Kenneth had moved to California with Nicki, but didn't register like he was legally required to. That mistake, it brought major legal trouble his way, and suddenly, the spotlight was back on his criminal record, and on Nicki. Fans and critics started calling Nicki out, saying she was doing too much to defend him. People weren't feeling it, especially after she tried to downplay the original charges. She once said, "He was 15, she was 16, they were in a relationship." Then she clapped back at the criticism with, "Go off. Y'all can't run my life. Y'all can't even run your own life." That just added more fuel to the fire. But it didn't stop there. The situation got even messier when the woman involved, Jennifer, publicly spoke out. She accused Nicki, and even some of Nicki's fans, of harassing her. Jennifer claimed Nicki tried to offer her money to change her story and take back the accusations against Kenneth. She ended up suing both Nicki and Kenneth for harassment, saying the whole situation ruined her career and deeply affected her personal life. And look, this topic is heavy. There's a lot going on, but one thing that's clear, every time Nicki gets into beef or lands in hot water, people immediately bring up Kenneth's past. It's like it follows her everywhere, and it's become part of the public conversation whether she likes it or not. To make things even more complicated, Nicki's brother was also convicted, serving time for abusing his stepdaughter who was just 11 years old. That connection alone keeps people talking, and it's not hard to see why. With both her husband and brother having these dark charges tied to their names, Nicki faces constant backlash. No matter what's going on in her career, people always circle back to the men in her life, and it keeps her under intense, unforgiving scrutiny. So when Megan dropped that bar about Megan's Law, fans instantly connected the dots and said, yep, that's a shot at Nicki. And best believe, Nicki definitely caught it. She didn't just brush it off either. She went off on social media with a wild Twitter rant that had everybody doing double takes. Nicki unloaded a string of tweets, and it got real personal. She started snapping with stuff like, "Y'all want to bring up family members and lie on your dead mother? Told me to drink and go to the clinic if I was pregnant. All because I wouldn't let your funky, broke self go down my throat?" Whew, she wasn't holding back. Then she took another swipe saying, she thinks she's a bully because she got a Rock Nation connection. Be mad at Partisan, he the one who spilled your tea. But you taking shots at my family? Girl, go apologize to your mom, you nasty serpent. The shade was scorching, and it didn't stop there. Nicki fired another line at Megan, twisting her own Megan's Law lyric, saying, "For a free beat, you could hit Megan raw." That was messy. Then Nicki dragged Megan's old label drama into the mix, saying she went to college but suddenly didn't understand her contract. Please. She and her team told producers she'd been doing favors to block a beat I've had for 6 years, begging me to let her use it. Now she don't want my song to drop. It was jab after after jab. Nicki even called Megan out by name, saying, "You scary broke girl. Scared of me dropping a track but want to spar with the queen? Lied on your dead mom." Then, to top it all off, she retweeted a fan post that slammed Megan, calling her Bigfoot and a professional victim. The post said Megan wouldn't respond because she wants Nicki to look like the bully, just like what she did with Tory. She profits off sympathy, it claimed. She's gonna go quiet again. Same playbook. But Megan wasn't about to stay silent. She clapped right back with her track Boa, and she didn't hold back either. In the song, she took aim at the whole situation, especially all the noise around her previous release Hiss and Nicki's non-stop attacks. One of the lines that really hit was, "I took off on bitch and left him behind. How you hate me if I'm on your mind?" Mic drop. Megan flipped the energy and gave the drama right back. The shots were loud, clear, and catchy. These two, they're not just trading tweets, they're turning every diss into a headline. Megan snapped on her track Boa, and the bars, straight venom. She rapped, "Sending me messages ain't Valentine, bitch messy, but I'm petty, don't gotta edit, just check the Getty, I keep it real, I keep it sexy, call it for backup before they address me." She came out swinging, calling out all the sneak dissing and fake confidence, saying these girls run their mouths online but never once stepped to her in real life. It's obvious, these bids obsessed, she spit. Whew. Then came the real heat. Megan flipped one of Nicki's most iconic bars and turned it right back at her. She rapped, "Post a picture, bitch, comment mother. Now who son and who?" Boom. That was a direct shot at Nicki's famous line, "These bitches is my sons." Megan flipped the whole narrative, questioning Nicki's self-proclaimed role as the mother of female rap. She was basically saying, "Nah, I run this now." But she didn't stop there. Megan turned it all the way up when she straight up told Nicki to hang it up. She rapped, "Bitch doing all that? What be your time up? Why is you not clocking out? Doing this for TikTok? Yeah, bitch, I'm really hip-hop." She called out the talk online about Nicki being too old for the game and said it's time for her to retire. She dragged the trend chasing too, clowning how some are making tracks just to go viral on TikTok while she is out here making real music. Megan added one more jab. "They all on my ish hot, ain't listening to your ish drop. All my dumbest dancing, I ain't need to make no TikTok. No gimmicks, no clout chasing, just bars." And she made it loud and clear. Her spot's secure, and she's not worried about anyone trying to come for her crown. Now, for a little context, Nicki Minaj is in her 40s, and for some reason, every time she ends up in beef, people love to throw her age in the mix like it's some kind of insult. They keep saying she should retire because she's too old for rap. But let's not forget, Nicki herself came for TikTok rappers in her track Seeing Green when she spit, "Beef? Please. Time TikToking. Better stick to dancing." So Megan clapping back with the TikTok line? That was direct heat. Things between these two have only gotten messier since. When Megan started trolling Nicki with those now viral pics, Nicki was not here for it. According to an insider close to the scene, Nicki completely flipped, calling Megan an alcoholic and accusing her of using drama to push her music. She allegedly said Megan's whole strategy is just stirring up controversy so people check for her new drops. And listen, whether you're Team Nicki, Team Megan, or just here for the tea, one thing's clear. This situation is straight up chaos. The back and forth hasn't cooled down, and from the way it's going, it doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. But hey, what do you think? Who came dressed to slay at the Met Gala, and who completely missed the mark? Is one of them truly in the wrong here? Or are they both just feeding the drama machine? Should they just sit down, talk it out, and finally squash this mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs the tea. Catch you on the next one. Same time, same mess.